Alright, let's add to our title page. Our next topic is going to be rectangles, parallelograms, and prisms. Alright, the first thing we're going to talk about is perimeter. So let's look at a parallelogram. And let's say this is 7 feet on this side and 4 feet on this side. And so one of the things we've learned about parallelograms is that the opposite sides are equal. So if this is 7 feet and this is 7 feet, and that if this side's 4 feet, this side's 4 feet. So perimeter is the distance around a shape. So when we find perimeter, we're just going to work our way around the shape and add up all the sides. So since I have 4 sides, I have to add up the 4 numbers. So this would be 4 plus 7, and then since these are equal, that side's 4, this side's 7, and so now we just add them up. 4 and 7 is 11. 11 and 11 makes 22. It gave us a unit, so we would say 22 feet. Alright, for 1b, I want you to find the perimeter of the rectangle. Alright, now we're going to talk about area. And we'll look at a parallelogram again. And so area is the amount of space an object takes up. So when I find the area, I'm finding how much space this shape is taking up. And when we find area, we use formulas. So the formula for a parallelogram is just a base times height. Now this formula will work for a parallelogram, a rectangle, and a square. So let's go ahead and say that this is 6 meters. Let's say that this side here is 5 meters. And let's say that give you this other dimension here, and that this is 4 meters. So we need to know 2 of these measurements. So we need to know the base. So we need to know what this is. And then we need to know the height. And so now we have 2 numbers to choose from. And when we measure height, height goes straight from the bottom directly to the top. So it would be this 4. Here, the 5, you can see it doesn't go straight, it goes off, it's slanted. So we want to use the shortest one. It'll always also have this right angle. So to find the area, our bases, so this side is 6 because this one's 6. So it's 6 meters. Our height is 4 meters. And so 6 times 4 gives us 24. And then now I have meter times meter, which gives us meter squared. So area will always be in square units. Alright, so find the area of the parallelogram for 2b. So now we're going to work in 3 dimensions. Before, when we talked about perimeter and area, those are both flat shapes. So we're going to start by drawing a box So what you do is you just draw a rectangle, and then draw a slanted line, and then you want to draw the same angle, approximately the same size, and then connect them. So now we're going to look at a shape like this, and the first thing we're going to talk about is the surface area. So before, when we looked at just the rectangle, we looked at just the area, and that was the only area we could find. Now in a three-dimensional object, the surface area is the area of all the outsides. So here, if you look at this, we have a front, and then we also have a back. So we have the back. So it'll be the front plus the back. We have the left side, and then we have the right side. So left side plus right side. And then we have the top and also the bottom. So plus the top plus the bottom. So now if we put some numbers on this, let's make this 4, 5, and 8. Now we can start by finding the area, or the surface area, of the shape. So I'm going to start by finding the area of the front here. And so it's 4 and 5. So remember, the formula for a rectangle is just base times height. So it's just going to be 4 times 5. And so we get 4 times 5, which is going to be 20. And so the front and back are the same, so it's just going to be 20 plus 20. Now let's do the left and right. So the left, let's do the right side, it's easier to see. So I have 8, and then you need to know what the measurement is here. And so if this is 4, that means this is 4, and so the height of this thing is 4. So we know that's 4. So again, it's just going to be 8 times 4. And 8 times 4 gives us 32. So the right side's 32, which means the left side's 32. So we took care of the front, we took care of the right. Now we're going to take care of the top. So here, we need to know what this measurement is. So this is the same as this, which is the same as this. So if this is 8, that means this is 8. And we need to know what this is. So this is going to be the same measurement as this. So if this is 5, that means this is 5. And so now it's just going to be 8 times 5. And 8 times 5 is 40. So the top is 40, which means the bottom is also 40. So the entire surface area is just going to be these 6 measurements added up. So 20 and 20 is 40. 32 and 32 is 64. 40 and 40 is 80. Now I'm going to add these together and get 120. And then 120 plus 64 is 184. Now I didn't put a measurement on here, and so what we would say is units cubed. All right, I want you to try 3B. I want you to find the surface area. Now you notice that the numbers are not drawn to scale. I just wanted to give you nice easy numbers to work with. So find the surface area for 3B. All right, the last thing we're going to look at is volume. And area covers, whereas volume is how much the box can hold, how much space could actually fit inside the box. And for volume, we have a formula, which is length times width times height. So what's great about volume is, since we're multiplying, it doesn't matter what order you do the numbers in. So let's make this 4, 3, and 6. So the length is the 6. So it's going to be 6 times. My width is 4. And my height is 3. So I'm going to go 4 times 3 and get 12. 6 times 12 to get 72. And now that I did that, I realized I made a mistake in the last problem. The last problem was talking about area, so it's not cubed. Area is always squared. So now let's go back to this problem. Alright, so now when we multiply, now we create the units cubed. So the volume of this box is 72 units cubed. Alright, for 4b, go ahead and find the volume of this rectangular prism.